Welcome to Satterfield for a not even Plains League, but a non-league game between the visiting Kansas City Monarchs and the home Baldwin City Blues. I am Joe Compton, one of your announcers, along with Brett Gamber. So we're going to start by announcing the visiting Monarchs lineup. So batting first is the center fielder, Will Dryberg. Second, the third baseman, Gilberto Pena. Third, the shortstop, Darryl Graham. Fourth, the catcher, Danny Holmes. Fifth, the left fielder, Drew Thorson. Sixth, the designated hitter, Charlie Badowski. Seventh, the first baseman, Cam Messerschmidt. Eighth, the right fielder, Jake Slocum. And ninth, the second baseman, Michael Gonzalez. Pitching for the Monarchs is Jonathan Kreisa.
The center fielder, number 44, Will Dryberg.
Now, quickly for the Baldwin City Blues, batting first, the third baseman, Grant Simblick. Second, the center fielder, Isaiah Garcia. Third, the catcher, Elijah Kincaid. Is the first pitch hit by Dryberg to short, the throw to first in time. So one pitch, one out. Finishing up the lineups, batting fourth, the shortstop, Caleb Welshire. Fifth, the second baseman, Tyler Tamez. Sixth, the first baseman, Tyson Grammer. Seventh, the right fielder, Luis Jimenez. Eighth, the designated hitter, Austin Rocha. And ninth, the left fielder, Ryan Cox. On the mound,
The third baseman, number 14,
as that pitch is just inside for ball one. On the mound is Hudson Ivey. As that pitch also low, so the count now 2-0. Third pitch to Pena is low and in for ball three, so the count 3-0, and the fourth pitch is the same exact result as Gilberto Pena is on with a four-pitch walk.
The shortstop, number 2, Darryl Graham.
As Darryl Graham steps in for his first at-bat of the evening. So this is a doubleheader, meaning these will be two 7-inning games. The first game is a non-league that will not count towards the Mid-Plains League standings, as that pitch is outside for ball one. However, the second game will go on the standings. Baldwin City currently sitting in fourth at 5-7, but not too far off. They're 2 games below 500, and second and third are both teams that are right at 500. That would be Topeka at 6-6 and Midwest A's at 4-4, as that pitch is in the zone for called strike one.
Got a little change of venue here today, Joe. Obviously, it's all turf, so that's going to be an interesting transition for the Blues as they play on an all-grass infield and outfield, along with dirt. So a lot quicker ball rotation when it hits the turf, and some of those singles might be traveling to the fence.
And also there's also the heat factor, just of obviously being on the turf as the count is full. Just being on the turf gets a lot warmer, and it's not a cool day as the payoff pitch goes high, and 2 runners are aboard.
The catcher, number 13, Danny Holmes.
As cleanup hitter Danny Holmes steps in. So yes, this is the first time that Baldwin City has played on an all-turf surface. They did play. Junction City does have a turf infield, but a grass outfield. And the other facilities that they have played at in Topeka, St. Joe, and Belton are all grass, as Danny Holmes takes the first pitch in there for called strike one. This pitch hit into center field. It will be Isaiah Garcia making the grab. And he throws over to third. Gilberto Pena will not advance. So,
looking at the flag, Joe, the wind is blowing just a tad bit. It's been in and out of high winds and slower, steady breeze, so that could also play a factor as well, along with the heat.
Heat and wind. I think that's how we get tornadoes.
Well,
It's the first pitch to Drew Thorson. He is outside of 4-1.
welcome to Kansas.
That is true. An interesting note being different from a broadcasting perspective, that pitch is in there for called strike one, is you can't hear a batted ball. I noticed that when Danny Holmes hit the ball to center field, that it didn't sound like anything, as that pitch is outside 4-2, as we're both higher up and further away from the action, as well as I think the press box here at Baker is a little more soundproof, as that pitch in there for called strike two. So 2-2 with 2 outs. The 2-2, high for ball 3, and the count goes full. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. So that'll do it here in the top of the first.
No errors and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom of the first with
No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, or excuse me, 2 left on. That'll do it here in the top of the first inning. And with that, we will take a break and be back with the bottom of the first inning. Grant Simblick leads off the bottom of the first inning for the Baldwin City Blues. A 5-batter bottom of the inning, or excuse me, a 5-batter top of the inning. The Monarchs got 2 runners on. His first pitch is low for ball 1.
Grant Simblick, obviously a native of North Dakota, Willingston to be exact. So that's in there for strike 1. But does go to Tallahassee Community College, so definitely hitting both sides of the country.
Yes, as that pitch is fouled off onto the, I believe, the softball field. Yes, the softball field to the right of us, and the count is now 1-2. Yes, Williston, pretty far up there. It's about 5 miles south of the Canadian border. The 1-2 in there for called strike 3, and Jonathan Kreisa with his first strikeout of the evening. And there is 1 out now in the
center fielder, number 1, Isaiah Garcia.
In the top of the, the bottom of the first, as Isaiah Garcia hits the first ball to Gonzalez at second base. Throw over first is in time. Go quickly, 2 outs.
The catcher, number 6, Elijah Kincaid.
Here in the bottom of the first inning, it will be Elijah Kincaid. Next batter in. Kincaid, a native of Topeka, sees the first pitch inside, and count is 1-0.
If we look at both teams, Joe, and the age difference, I'd say it's a quite big margin, quite a big of a margin. As
would you say it's a Leonardo DiCaprio or a Bill Belichick?
Who? That's a tough one to call. I'll let you make that decision.
As that pitch is swung on, that pitch fouled, so the count now 1-2. I would say it's probably closer to DiCaprio.
All right. I mean, some of these guys might have graduated high school whenever some of the Blues players were even born, so that could be a huge difference in obviously experience and the way that they go about certain plays, but with the newest technology and obviously the way that baseball has evolved as a game, as that
pitch is swung on and missed.
It'll be interesting to see which how's that gonna transfer to each team.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. Well, no runs off, no hits, no errors. A 1-2-3 inning, and with that, we will take a break and come back with the top of the second inning. Charlie Badowski leads off the top of the second inning. For the Monarchs, we've had a scoreless game so far, as this pitch by Badowski hit into left center field in the gap, and Charlie Badowski works himself a leadoff single. Thought about going to second, but smartly did not advance.
Number 23, Cam Messerschmidt.
Did not advance that far past first base, so all safe for him, as the Monarchs with a runner on first with no out, as Cam Messerschmidt fouls the first pitch off into the netting. So the count 0-1 to him.
Almost seems like he pulled something on that one, Joe. I'm not sure if it was with the turf, if he stepped wrong, and it's a challenge, obviously, because going from dirt or grass boxes, hitting batting boxes, I don't even know how to. That's low. Football one. It's kind of hard because obviously if you take a wrong step, you can get your cleat caught, and it does not feel good whatsoever.
Yeah, so many differences from playing grass to turf as Ivy throws over to first, but a lot of Baker Wildcats on this Baldwin City Blues roster that will be used to playing on turf. However, I believe 0 in the lineup currently, as that pitch is in there for called strike 1. Excuse me, strike 2, so the count is 1-2. And of the players on the field, I do not believe any have played their college ball at a turf facility. Is hit to Grant Simblick at third. He makes the throw over to second, and the throw over to first is in time. So that is a 5-4-3 double play.
Great job by Simblick to know obviously who's hitting. Messerschmidt might not have the most speed out there, so making sure that Simblick was able to take his time, make a good throw to second, so they could obviously turn it very smoothly for the second out.
Yeah, and just like that, after as that pitch is low and away for ball 1, at the just as soon as Badowski gets on a single, that single is now wiped away, and you go from a base runner, as that pitch is in there for called strike 1, you go from having a runner on with no outs to nobody on with 2 outs.
It's a clean swipe.
Yes, it definitely is, and it's just the same as that pitch is fouled off, I believe, the helmet of Elijah Kincaid. And the count goes to 1-2. The 1-2 low. And the count goes even at 2-2. The 2-2. That will be hit to Caleb Welshire at short, who cannot handle it. And Jake Slocum is aboard via a 2-out error.
One thing that's always tough, Joe, obviously, is you get caught up in the moment of getting a nice ground ball that you can charge and make a good play at, and that was just a case of lifting his head off, not able to watch the ball into the glove before making a good throw.
Yep, as that pitch is high for ball 1. I feel like eye on the ball, it does translate well to a lot of sports.
Good hand-eye coordination.
As this pitch is hit past the glove of Grant Simblick into left field. Gonzalez works himself a 2-out single, and the Monarchs are back up at the top of the order.
Ivy's doing a really good job at keeping around the zone and letting the defense do the work, but right now the Monarchs are just hitting it where they're not, and that was a nice hit just to hit between the shortstop and third baseman just to get a nice little single here with 2 outs.
Yes, the first pitch is high for ball 1, and this is the top of the order for the Monarchs. Will Dryberg takes the second pitch, high for ball 2. As the check swing, he did go. It was much of a check swing, just kind of the check-like motion. Count now 2-1 to Dryberg. Dryberg started the game off by grounding out to short. So he takes that pitch inside. The count now 3-1.
Joe, looking at this lineup, it looks like Dryberg is one of the youngest guys on the team, being 24. So if that tells you anything, looks like Skylar Huber is the youngest at 22, but other than that, the next is 24 with him and amongst 3 or 4 other guys. So if that puts into account a little bit of the age difference, then there you have it.
Yep, as the bases are now loaded via that walk, the count is 0-1 to Gilberto Pena, who sends one into right field. It will be Luis Jimenez, who cannot make the grab. Slocum will score. Gonzalez will score, as will Dryberg. So a 3-run error. And the Monarchs are up 3-0 early in this one.
The shortstop, number 2, Daryl Graham.
And it looked like Camino's just lost his footing at the start and then really just never...
Yeah, one tough thing about obviously those fly balls, and as you get to the higher levels, especially collegiately and on, a ball can all of a sudden look like it's going to tail to the left. That's a foul ball down the right side, but it could very well be actually tailing to the right instead of the left, and that was just a case of maybe a red ball that wasn't red all that much, as he takes that straight to the back. Yeah, just missed footing, and the Blues definitely paid for it.
Yep, and after that hit by pitch,
The catcher, number 13, Danny Holmes.
there are runners on first and second. As Danny Holmes steps back up to the plate, Holmes is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. His squad up 3-0 already. That all happened just 2 batters ago. Not sure what we're looking at, but we're... But the first pitch to Holmes is outside for ball 1. One in the zone for called strike 1, so the count even at 1-1. That's the 1-1 outside. So the count now 2-1. Once again outside, so the count now 3-1, and it looks like Ivy's really trying to favor that outside third of the zone, but usually just going a little too far outside, because even the 1 strike in this inning was on the outside part of the zone. As that ball is hit into right field and gone, as Danny Holmes does a little more damage. Monarchs now lead 6-0 after that home run.
I think I can see why he might have not wanted to favor that inside zone.
Yep, gets one pitch even near there, and it goes over the fence. And the Monarchs now lead 6-0, as it will be Drew Thorson stepping in.
The left fielder, number 20.
It's always interesting to me seeing, obviously, and for the viewers, I'm not sure if you can quite see this, but the knee-high socks from the Monarchs, you can tell. So that's outside for ball 1. You can definitely tell that the older guys are wearing those knee-high socks. And you look at this Blues lineup, and I don't see a single one of them with it. So, obviously, generations back, that was very popular, as it's a swing and a miss for strike 1. But it's just interesting to kind of evaluate both teams and see what's different.
Yep, as this ball is hit way high in the air, and it will be out of play. So with that, the count moves to 1-2, and yeah, you are correct. The fashion choice is so much different, as we do have activity in the Baldwin City bullpen, or at least it is starting that way. We can't see who is throwing, but we can see Austin Rocha is getting suited up, I think, to warm up whoever is coming in, as the first pitch, or this is not the first pitch, but the next pitch to Drew Thorson is high for ball 2. So 2-2 with 2 outs. 2-2 in there for called strike 3. Hudson Ivy with his second strikeout of the of the game and second strikeout of Thorson. That'll do it here in the bottom of the, the top of the second inning. Monarchs scored 6 runs off 3 hits, 2 errors. Nobody left on. That'll do it for us in the top of the second, and we will take a break and come back with the bottom of the frame. Caleb Welcher leads off the bottom of the second inning. He swings and misses at the first pitch by Jonathan Krysa. If you're just now tuning in, a big 6-run second top of this frame by the Kansas City Monarchs has been the difference. And all 6 of those runs coming with 2 outs as well. So just kind of an unfortunate series of events sees Baldwin City behind early in this one. As this pitch is hit to Gonzalez at second. The throw over to first is in time. So 1 away. You're in the top of the first inning. Excuse me, the bottom of the second inning. As Tyler Tamez, the next batter up.
Tyler Tamez, another one of those North Dakotians. That's inside for ball 1. Yeah, as we look at the roster for the Blues, there aren't a whole lot, as that's in there for strike 2, there aren't a whole lot that are outside of Kansas or Missouri, other than, Grant Semblick, Tyler Tamez, as I just said.
The pitch is hit into shallow center field. It will be off the glove of Darryl Graham, as Tamez out trying to advance to second, so he reaches first via the error, and then out trying to stretch his luck a little bit more. So there are...
First baseman, number 21, Tyson Kramer.
So there are 2 outs now as Tyson Grammer steps in, and he hits the first one past the glove of Gonzalez into right field. And as Tyson Grammer is on with a single. So Baldwin City with their first base runner of the game with 2 outs. And I think there are more non-Kansas Missourians than you think. You have Isaiah Garcia, Austin Rocha, Marquis Williams, Semblick, Tamez, and then Eric Kelly.
I guess that's more than I thought. But you could see on that play, Jack Slocum was really thinking about trying to fire to first.
As this pitch is hit to Slocum in right field, he has to make a run, but does make the grab. So that'll do it here in the The bottom of the second inning, no runs off 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on. We move to the top of the third. Kansas City Monarchs with a 6-run lead. And with that, we will take a break. Will be Charlie Badowski to lead off the top of the third inning. His Monarchs lead 6-0. All of those 6 runs all coming in the all 6 runs coming in the top of the last frame. The first pitch by Charlie Badowski fouled off behind, so the count is 0-1. Make that 1-1. That pitch up and in. As the next pitch to Badowski is blown outside, so the count now 2-1. Pitch. Check swung on, but called. So the count is even at 2-2. Badowski led off the start of the last inning, as that pitch is inside for 3-2. So the count is full. Payoff pitch inside once again. So Charlie Badowski on board to lead off the inning for a second straight inning. Does it via a walk this time. As Cam Messerschmidt, the next batter up. Messerschmidt 0 for 1 with a... He actually grounded into a double play, which saw both him and Badowski retire as that pitch is outside. 4-1, and he's going to look to reverse his fortunes here. And Brett, why don't you give us a weather report?
Yeah, Joe. Well, obviously, like you said at the beginning of the broadcast, it's hot. Right now, as of 6:08 p.m., it is 93 degrees. However, with that being said, all the humidity and everything
that's going to hit Messerschmidt.
It's it does feel like 101. Which does not feel happy whatsoever. However, just to add more to the count, playing on turf is not easy. As we talk about conditions versus dirt versus turf, you also get that extra little blazing heat from the turf hitting the...
Yeah, you do, and you know how you said it. It doesn't feel happy. You know what it does feel like?
What?
101. That pitch in there for called strike 1.
And the worst part about it is obviously playing on turf prior. Your feet just feel hot, and it does not. That's a foul ball on the right field line.
0-2.
But yeah, your feet just feel hot. It just kind of circulates throughout your body, and especially with this hot wind, that's going to make it even worse.
I would actually say that the worst part is your entire body feeling hot.
You got a point there.
The O2 has fouled off once again, so the count now remains at 0-2. Jake Slocum reached on an error that would have actually, reached on an error in the top of the second that would have ended the inning, however, extended it further, so that he sees that pitch low and away for ball one. And all 6 runs were scored after the error, including Slocum himself. Slocum, a 2015 graduate of Avila University. This ball is hit to Caleb Welshire at first. Makes the flip over to second. The throw by Simlick to first is in time as Grammer tried to throw back to third to catch Badowski. Cannot get him. So that would have been cool to see a triple play.
It would have.
A double play is what the Blues will settle for.
And Tyson Grammer definitely had a good try at that little back pick there. As if Badowski was just, I'd say, a couple feet further, it would have been a close call.
My apologies, that is actually Tyler Tamez at second and Simblick at third. As the first pitch that Gonzalez sees is hit into center field, and it will be caught by Isaiah Garcia, so that will do it here in the top of the third inning. There'll be no runs off, no hits, no errors, 1 left on.
No runs.
The Monarchs still lead 6-0, and with that, we will go to the bottom of the third after a break. Austin Rocha leads off the bottom of the third inning. Baldwin City
Number 13, Austin Rocha.
currently trailing in this contest 6-0. As yes, this is the bottom of the third, and if you are just now tuning in, this is game one as Rocha hits the first pitch to Dale Graham at short. The throw over to first is in time. So
Left fielder, number 32, Ryan Cox.
that is one. So 1 out now in the bottom of the frame as Ryan Cox swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. Count 0-1 to him. Cox is the bottom of the order as he fouls one off. The count quickly 0-2. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Ryan Cox strikes out. That is the second out of the inning. And make that strikeout number 3 for Jonathan Krysa as we will start back the top of the order. It is Grant Simblick. Simblick 0 for 1 with one of those strikeouts as he hits this pitch into center field. And Grant Simblick will be on with a 2-out single.
The center fielder, number 1, Isaiah Garcia.
As Isaiah Garcia steps in. Garcia also 0 for 1. However, his was via a ground out to second as he takes the first pitch in there for strike 1 looking. The 0-1 swung on, big hack, but big miss.
I'm not sure if any of the viewers could see what Isaiah Garcia just did. Took a healthy hack and then licked the wood of his bat, the nice barrel of his bat. Not sure if that's a...
Could be a superstition thing.
I was going to say, I mean, it is the first for me, but, I mean...
Set pitch, high for ball 2, and there are like weird superstitions that athletes will do. I bowled with a kid in college who used to kiss his ball before every shot. As the 2-2 is hit into left field, Drew Thorson is under it, and he will make the catch. So that'll do it here in the bottom of the third. No runs off, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Monarchs still lead 6-0. We'll come back with the top of the fourth after the break. Will Dryberg leads off the top of the fourth inning. The Kansas City Monarchs currently lead this one 6-0. As Dryberg takes the first pitch in there for called strike 2. This is Dryberg's third plate appearance, however, his second possible at bat. We have obviously no idea how this one will end. That pitch is outside, and the count now 1-1. Grounded out in the first plate appearance, then walked. Dryberg, a 2023 graduate of Kansas Wesleyan in Salina, as he sees the next pitch there for called strike 2. Dryberg, originally from St. Joe, graduating from Bishop LeBlond High School. 1-2 hit into right field. It will be Luis Jimenez to make the grab. So there is 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning.
Hudson Ivy doing a great job here tonight. Just not really worried about strikeouts. Not worried about playing the zone a little bit, but just getting the outs. Other than that, little big inning in the second.
Yeah, as that pitch low and away for, still strike one. Yeah, it really just has been that second inning as this one is hit to right field. Luis Camino is not able to make a play on it. And Gilberto Pena with the 1-out single.
The shortstop, number 2, Darryl Graham.
But yeah, all 6 runs coming in the second inning. All 6 of those runs as well coming with 2 outs. And we've said it before on this broadcast that just because there's 2 outs, as this one is hit to Welshire, makes the flip over to second, and Tamez makes the throw over to first. All of those in time, so that'll do it here
No runs on 1 hit, no errors,
in
and not left on
the
base.
top of the 4th inning. No runs off 1 hit.
We go to the bottom of the 4th.
Elijah Kincaid leads off the bottom of the 4th inning.
Elijah Kincaid.
Baldwin City currently behind in this one by a score of 6-0. If you are just now joining us, this is the first game of a doubleheader, as Kincaid hits the first one into the infield and actually opposite of what I thought a ball would do on the turf. It just kind of dropped, and Gilberto Pena did not
Number 30,
even make a play on it, as Caleb Wilshire up with the runner on first.
Yeah, that one just tanked. I'm not sure what turf ended up hitting it or whatnot, as that's outside for ball 1. But that was a nice swinging bunt by Kincaid, and now we all of a sudden have 1 runner on with no out.
As the next pitch to Welshire is outside for ball 2.
I think also Gilberto Pena did not even realize that it was probably going to die that quick too, because he wasn't running up to it too quick, and when he saw it die, he didn't really even give it a second chance.
Yes, and I would say at the age that some of these guys are, it might be best as that pitch catches the outer third of the zone, so they count out 2-2, but better in their body's best interest to not. As the 2-2 fouled off. We will remain at 2-2. Welshire 0 for 1 in this game with a ground out.
Welshire on that pitch definitely did a good job of just battling out there. Obviously knowing that home plate umpire is...
Yes, he swings and misses on this one.
But, he did a good job at battling on that 2-2 pitch. Just putting a bat to it and making sure that it wasn't going to be caught behind him. So,
yes, absolutely. But One away now after the, I believe, the fourth Jonathan Crisis strikeout, and it is, as Tyler Tamez inside for ball one. Tamez 0 for 1, reached via an error, but that his time on base was very short-lived as he was thrown out trying to stretch that into an extra base as he sees a 2-0 count. Make that a 2-1 as that pitch is in there for called strike one. And I don't know, I feel like we're early enough we can have a little bit of a sports update. As this ball is hit into right field, nope, foul on the roof of the indoor facility here at Baker University is. I guess we're just going through last night's sports.
What happened?
Yeah, it was a nice night of sports. College World Series in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals on. It was an hour in between their start time. As the 2-2 is swung on and missed. So make that strikeout number 2 in the inning for Jonathan Krysa, strikeout number 5 overall.
The first baseman, number 21, Tyson Grammer.
And there are 2 outs now for Tyson Grammer stepping in. He's first pitch in the outside part of the zone for called strike 1. But the Florida Panthers staved off a surging Edmonton Oilers as Grammer fouls that one off, possibly into the soccer field to our left. He sees count 0-2, but they won 2-1 to win their first Stanley Cup. And Canada still has not won a Stanley Cup since 1993. That pitch is outside.
What an effort, though.
Yep. And
down 0-3.
And in 93, do you know who the last Canadian team to win was? As this one is hit to Gilberto Pena at third. The throw to first is offline, so that will be an error on Pena. And
the right fielder, number 9, Luis Comunes.
Yeah, I think just Pena just tried to do a little too much there, obviously trying to get the ball off a little quicker, but Messerschmidt wasn't able to reach there in time to make the grab.
Yep, as it will be Luis Comunes who sees the first pitch in there for called strike 1. Comunes over 1 with a fly out to right.
What was the team to on the last one?
It was the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
I believe. As the count is 0-2 to Comunes. The 0-2 chopped foul on the third base side. The count remains at 2-2. They did beat the LA Kings. But I'm trying to remember. Yes, Patrick Waugh was the goalie for the Canadiens in that series as that pitch is swung on and missed. Jonathan Krysa strikes out 3 in the inning, make that 6-4 in the game. That'll do it here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It runs off 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on. Monarchs lead 6-0, and with that we will take a break and be back with the top of the 5th inning. Danny Holmes leads off the top of the 5th inning. The Kansas City Monarchs currently leading this one 6-0. Actually, they scored 3 in part due from a Holmes home run as he hits this one into shallow center field. It will be the shortstop Caleb Welsh making the grab. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And I'm going to burn this material now. If Danny Holmes hits a home run, is it a Holmes run?
Oh, man.
Acrobatic act to get out of that one.
It's a great observation, Joe.
I want to know. Because a Holmes run, a three-run Holmes run, is half of the Monarchs' runs. And that pitch is in there for called strike 1. And actually, if you look at as Thorson hits this one to Simblick at third, the throw over to first is in time. And 2 away in the top of the 5th. And if you look at, obviously, you know, it's not completely this because obviously the build up to get runners on. But if you look at it as Charlie Badowski wears that one as he is hit by a pitch, and the Monarchs with a runner on with no outs, and Cam Messerschmidt coming to the plate. But the Monarchs they've scored all of their runs on 2 different plays. There was an error in right field that scored 3, and then the Holmes run scored 3 more. So half and half, but not coffee.
You're on one today, let me tell you.
I'm feeling myself a little bit as that pitch is hit into left field. It will be Ryan Cox under it, and he makes the grab. So that'll do it here in the top of the 5th inning. No runs off, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. We will go to the bottom of the 5th. After the break, the Monarchs lead 6-0. Austin Rocha leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. Baldwin City needing to get something going here as they currently trail this game at 6-0. As Rocha sends the first pitch into the outfield, however, it will be Will Dryberg in center field to make the grab. So 1 away quickly here in the bottom of the 5th frame, as it is Ryan Cox. As Ryan Cox is 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Fox is from Lee Summit, Missouri, but goes to college in North Central Missouri. So trying to stay in the same state as he likes to call home.
Yeah, takes first pitch for ball one. As he's going to hit this one to Darryl Graham at short. The throw to first is in time.
And Joe, we talked about this.
3-2 away.
Talked about this off the broadcast, but this game is flying by. Just to think that we had a starting game time of 5:50, and it is
about 5:35. We were supposed to start at 5:30, and we were a little late, but
okay.
The first pitch to Grant Simplick.
But the fact that it's only been 45 minutes and we have gone 5.5 innings of this game.
As this pitch is hit into left center field, it will be Dryberg to make the grab again. And that'll do it here in the bottom of the fifth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. A 1-2-3 inning. And the Kansas City Monarchs take their 6-0 lead to the sixth inning. We will come back after the break with the top of that frame. Jake Slocum leading off the top of the sixth inning. As that pitch is Slocum has seen the first two pitches outside for ball two, or 2 balls. And this one in there for called strike one. It is a new pitcher in this inning. It is Kyan Gus coming in relief of Hudson Ivy. Gus, a graduate of Lawrence High School. Slocum swings and misses on this one. The count now 2-2. Gus will be taking his talents to Highland Community College next season, as this ball is hit to Tamez at second base. The throw over to first is in time.
It was a good performance by Ivy, other than that, stretched out inning in the second. But other than that, I mean, a good performance of just letting the ball getting put in play and letting his defense do the work.
Yep, Ivy's final line, 5 innings pitched, 25 batters faced, 4 hits, 6 runs, none of them earned. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 hit by pitch. The first pitch that Michael Gonzalez sees in this inning is a ball. Next one swung on and missed. So the count now 2-2. Excuse me, 1-1. Make that 2-1 as that pitch is high and swung on a miss once again. So the count is 2-2. Two outside, and the count is full. So yeah, with the end of the College World Series and the Stanley Cup last night, other than the MLB, there's really not much going on as this ball is hit back to Gus at short, and Gonzalez knew he was out and didn't even. I think he made it about 30 feet down the baseline, if that. But the flip over to first was in time.
Center fielder, number 44, Will Dryberg.
So that means 2 outs. Now in the top of the 6th inning, it is Will Dryberg. Dryberg is 0 for 2 with a ground out, a walk, and a fly out. First pitch to him is in there for called strike 1. There is, the MLB is on, obviously, at a lot of collegiate summer baseball, not limited to the Mid-Plains League, as that pitch is fouled off the count, now 0-2. Other professional, do you know what other professional leagues are on? Well, the Olympics is starting.
It is.
In about a week or so. As Grady Johnson, our PA guy, has signaled the WNBA, which he would be correct on that one, as that pitch is fouled off, and the count is 1-2. Our scoreboard said 2-2. It is 1-2. The PLL is also on, the Professional Lacrosse League. As this ball is fouled once again, so
Don't dog on my cornhole championships. They're going on as well.
are they on?
Yeah.
No?
But it almost seems like they never have an off season.
Probably not. Actually, the Euro's going on as well. And Copa America, as that pitches outside for ball 2. Gareth Southgate and Greg Berhalter somehow do enough to keep their jobs and really nothing more. As the 2-2 is outside and the count now full, 3-2 with 2 outs. And obviously, the U.S., we beat Bolivia on Sunday, but hopefully we can do a little more as the 3-2 is fouled off once again. So we'll have to do the payoff pitch over again. And yeah, England with the draw against Slovenia today, a 0-0 draw, and Group C was just very, very boring as the payoff pitch is in there for called strike 3. So that'll do it here in the top of the 6th. No runs off, no hits, no errors. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Monarchs still leading 6-0. We'll take a break now.
Garcia.
Isaiah Garcia leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. The Baldwin City Blues currently trailing in this one 6-0. As Garcia shows bunt, but quickly pulls back. And I want to thank Isaiah's mom, Jessica De La Cruz, in the comments. She did clarify the Isaiah kissing his bat. He's been doing that for years, and that's his thing. And all for that kind of fun superstitions and stuff like that are.
Once you notice it, Joe, I can't unnotice it.
As this ball is hit to William Dryberg in center, it will go off his glove, and Garcia is into second base. And that will be an error charged to Dryberg at.
It almost seems like Dryberg almost overran that ball, which is crazy to think, as that ball was laced in the right center gap. But he was almost overran it just a tad bit, and when he reached back, didn't see it all the way to the glove, and there it is.
As Elijah Kincaid sees the first pitch in there for called strike one. I do agree with you, as Dryberg is very quick in center field, and I believe there were 2 F8s in the bottom of the 5th. So Dryberg has had a lot of work, as this ball is hit past the glove of Gilberto Pena and into left field. Make that a double for Elijah Kincaid, and Baldwin City is on the board. Isaiah Garcia scoring from second, so they will just trade places.
I guess we could say that Garcia licking the bat is a good sign, considering he just roped one to the right center gap.
Could be.
But then, obviously, showing that Kincaid double right there, right through the third baseman, right through Pena's right, to his right of Pena. It just rolled all the way to the fence, and that's going to be how that turf is going to react. Is once they get some speed on it, it will not stop until it's stopped by another force.
As this pitch is hit into the bullpen of the visiting bullpen, so the count is 0-1 to Caleb Welsh here. And yeah, you're right. I think that's more of what we expected the turf to do, not the Elijah Kincaid advancing on the swinging bunt earlier in the game, as Welshier sees this one in there for called strike 2. Welshier, a native of Topeka. Apologies, I've been saying that Welshier graduated this year. He did not graduate this year, as he sends this one foul once again, so the count remains 0-2. He graduated Washburn Rural High School in 2022 and just completed, 23. I'm so lost on my years. And completed his freshman season at Barton Community College, as the 0-2 is inside, so far inside that it is reverse inside.
Yeah,
if the pitch is behind you, it's inside the zone. It's still inside.
I don't
it's
think
still
it.
Inside.
Yeah,
I'm trying to overthink this. I was thinking inside relative to the batter.
But wouldn't it be?
This pitch swung on and missed.
Wouldn't it be? I don't even know. I guess behind.
Yeah.
If it's.
Well, I guess it's relative.
Yeah. I mean, it's behind the batter,
The second base
but
shooter,
it's
Steve
then
Tyler
outside.
Jimenez.
well.
Could be.
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but there is one out as Tyler Jimenez takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Yeah, that's existential fun things that we like to think about. As that pitch to Tamaz is in there, so the count even at 1-1. Tamaz 0 for 2 in this game, reached via an error in his first at bat, and then struck out swinging as he sends this one into center field. It will be Will Dryberg under it, and he makes the grab. Kincaid thought about going, but that was a short-lived thought. He is held up at second. There are 2 runs.
The first baseman, number 21, Tyson.
2
Grammer.
outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, as Tyson Grammer will be the next batter in. Grammer is 1 for 2. He takes the first pitch in there for called strike 1. Grammer is 1 for 2 with a single and a reach on error, as this one is hit to Gonzalez at second. The throw over first is in time, so that'll do it here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs off 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on. Excuse me, 1 run.
1 run.
Off those 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on. Baldwin City gets 1 back, but they still trail by 5. We will go to the top of the 7th after the break. Monarchs in front by a score of 6-1. Gilberto Pena leads off the bottom of the, the top of the 7th inning. Kansas City Monarchs in front by a score of 6-1. First pitch that Pena sees is a swing and a miss. So the count is 0-1.
In case we didn't mention before, the
0-2. Continue.
The Blues and the Monarchs will be playing 2 7-inning games today, so this will be the last half inning for the Monarchs, and this game at least to start the doubleheader.
As the pitch, yes, as that pitch is high outside for ball 1, and yes, you're right, it is the top of the 7th, so it's the last chance for the Monarchs to add some runs, and the bottom of the frame will be the last chance for Baldwin City to try and mount some kind of comeback, as they currently trail by 5 runs. It's not insurmountable, but certainly it will be a tough task, especially the way that Jonathan Kreis has been pitching for the Monarchs. He's been pitching very, very well, as that pitch is hit into center field. It will be Isaiah Garcia making the grab.
And I definitely did see that ball flight. Obviously, it did start a little further left than I thought, and definitely saw a little turn from the wind, as it is blowing quite strong right now.
And you said it started. You know where it started?
Where did it start?
Off the bat. And you know where it ended?
In someone's glove.
In Isaiah Garcia's glove,
oh.
Yes. As the first pitch that Daryl Graham sees is outside for ball 1.
Well, at least I'm trying to catch up to your jokes here.
Yep. I think, yeah. You.
Hopefully by the end of the second game, I'll be able to hopefully fill those in for you.
You figured that one out, and yeah, well. As this pitch is hit into right field, it will be Luis Jimenez giving chase, and it goes out of play. So the count moves to 2-1, and
it's crazy to say this, but we couldn't even see that, and we are a good story and a half above it all. But it did get lost in the indoor facility for the Baker Wildcats. So
story and a half.
I'd say
after one book or 2.
I should have saw something, Cameron. I should have.
Yeah, Yeah, you really kind of set yourself up for that as that pitch is outside for ball 3. Just got to keep yourself on your toes. The 3-1 high, and Darryl Graham works himself a 1-out walk.
Man, I was really trying to come up with something with those toes, but that toes joke. But nothing came to mind right away. So
Nothing came to mind, but did it come to your feet?
The catcher, number 13, Danny Holmes.
you got him today, Joe. I will say that.
I might. Danny Holmes steps in to try to extend the Monarchs' lead. Holmes is 1 for 3 with a flyout, a pop out, and a Holmes run. A 3-run home run in the top of the 2nd inning as Holmes takes that pitch.
I don't think he's bringing another one home.
On the shoulder. And there are 2 runners on for the Kansas City Monarchs and Drew Thorson. But yeah, that home run by Danny Holmes, half of the Monarchs runs, and those were runs 4, 5, and 6. So they're not proven to be the difference per se.
Quite yet.
Not yet. But
Keywords in any sentence.
much needed insurance runs. It will be Drew Thorson, the next batter up. And Thorson sees first pitch, and therefore called strike 1. Thorson 0 for 3 in this game with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. As Graham thought he had, I'm not sure what he was doing there.
I'm not completely sure
He tried
either.
to run down to third. Maybe he just wants to get out of the heat. Gus turned around and easily caught him stealing.
What I was thinking is Gus was quite caught up in the runner at first, Holmes actually, preventing him from getting home. But I think maybe he thought, with such an obsession with the runner at first, that hopefully that would take some less stress off.
Yeah. That he can maybe sneak under the radar.
Yeah.
On the count 2-1 to Thorson. However, I think Gus saw it from a mile away as the 2-1 is low and in. And the count now 3-1.
And we talk about a different change in venue, but as it doesn't really differentiate when it comes to Summer Ball League or even Baker University, as a lot of them are not as big of a crowd, but as we just finished the College World Series, communication is key when talking about plays like that, but in the College World Series, that'd be tough to hear as, the crowds are packed and...
Pitch is in there for called strike 2. Thorson thought he had a free path to first. Our home plate umpire thought differently, so the count is full. And yes, I agree. And some of those base running, Tennessee with a acrobatic way home as that pitch is swung on and missed. And that'll do it here in the top of the 7th inning. No runs off, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th.
We go to the bottom of the 7th as the Monarchs lead 6-1.
Monarchs still in front 6-1. Luis Comunez leads off the bottom of the 7th inning.
I'd love to see, a good old Royals rally here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yes, Baldwin City currently trailing 6-1 in this one. Luis Comunez fouls the first pitch off, so the count is now 0-1. Speaking of the Royals, they are playing later today. They start at 7:10.
So here soon.
The 0-2, the 0-1 is turned into 0-2. By the way, this is Jonathan Kreisa out for another inning. Unless he is relieved in this inning, it will be a complete game for Kreisa, and well done on his part. As the 0-2 is hit to Gilberto Pena at third. The throw over first is in time.
Great play.
So that means one away here in the bottom of the 7th.
The designated hitter, number 13, Austin.
Looking to our MLB scores, the Orioles are losing to the Guardians in the bottom of the 5th, 8-6, and the Yankees are losing to the Mets, 0-3. So that New York matchup,
3-0 is. I'm sure Frank the Tank is maybe a little happy about the Mets leading, as obviously there our video is back. That pitch is swung on and I think fouled. So the count is 1-2 to Arocha. There is one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning as that pitch is low and away for ball 2. So the 2-2 swung on and missed. Arocha strikes out. And there's 2 outs now, meaning Baldwin City down to their final out. And by the way, that was strikeout number 8 for Jonathan Kreisa. If we gave player of the games, I think I would give it to him. As Ryan Cox fouls the first pitch off for strike 1.
Yeah, complete game looks good on the score sheet, that's for sure.
Yep, as Kreisa's current line is, well, we'll read it after the pitch, as that pitch is low and away for ball 1. Kreisa currently 6 2/3 innings pitched, 26 batters faced, 4 hits, 1 run. That run was not earned, 0 walks. As this pitch is hit to short to Darryl Graham at short, who makes the play over to first. And that throw is in time, so that'll do it here in Game 1. The Monarchs take the non-league contest by a score of 6-1. We will be back after a short break with Game 2 of the doubleheader. That will be on our channel again, but a different stream, so make sure to follow the new link. So we'll be back in probably 20 to 30 minutes-ish with Game 2. And with that, here comes a longer break. Okay, bye.